to show everybody how to alter their clothes and make them fit their body and style. How in the world did I end up here? For years, I have been wanting to design an upcycle fashion collection. And I remember before my husband passed away, I told him what I wanted to do and he was so supportive. So because of that, it was something I knew I had to do. So 6 months ago, I finally talked myself into it. I think I can create an upcycle fashion collection. All right, I will design an upcycle fashion collection. But what if it sucks? And you guys know that I'm always encouraging you guys to just go for it when it comes to your upcycles and stuff like that. So it was finally time to take my own advice. Be afraid and do it anyway. All right, that's it. I am designing an upcycle fashion collection for Fashion Week. But let's just be clear, I don't know anything about planning a runway show. Like, I did my research and I did my sketches and the stuff that everybody, you know, says that you're supposed to do. But when have I ever done anything the exact way everybody else does it? So I decided to go thrifting to get some inspiration, but there's so much that inspires me. So much so that my thrift collection is so freaking big and overwhelming and out of control. But I needed to get this collection planned. And everybody kept asking me, have you planned your collection? Have you started your collection? How's your collection going? What's going on? What pieces are you having? Do you have it finished? And I was planning, but Fashion Week was coming really, really fast. On top of that, I have 3 really active kids and I wanted to make sure that I was consistent on this channel because doing the fashion show is something that I desired to do. It wasn't something that you guys asked me to do. So I wanted to make sure I was continually putting out good content for you guys. But with all of that, it is so easy to get overwhelmed. I don't know if you guys feel this way sometimes when, you know, just things, there's so much going on. It's so easy to get overwhelmed. But when I was just so overwhelmed, I was scrolling through Instagram and lo and behold, I saw an organization called Fashion for Good and they had a call for designers. They were looking for emerging designers here in Houston. And listen to this, their mission is to introduce fashion brands that are committed to sustainability, ethics, and giving back. It also said that they were committed to inclusive runways and would include models of all sizes, ages, ethnicities, and abilities. So, of course, I applied and thank God I was accepted. And I thank you all so much because my brand hasn't even released yet, but because of my YouTube videos, along with the 70,000 of you guys that put up with me, they couldn't resist. So now because of you guys' support, a little bit of faith, and a whole lot of consistent hard work, I had this amazing opportunity for my looks to be on the same stage as real designers. You know, the ones who actually make good money selling their clothes. So it's on and popping at this point. I had to come correct for all the hobby sewers, for all the dreamers, for all of you that I told to be afraid and do it anyway. So now it's time to get down to business, start sewing and make all my little plans come to life. But that's when I won YouTube Next Up. And I didn't even think YouTube liked me like that. They turned off my comments for 8 months thinking that my channel was a kid's channel. I mean, my channel is very family friendly. I guess I'll have to start doing some illegal stuff. Have you ever cut up clothes in the dressing room of a Savers or your local thrift store? Well, I did. Just kidding. Go watch that video after this one and it'll all make sense. So they flew me and 11 other YouTubers from all over the US out to LA so that we can have a boot camp and learn how to level up our channels. It was an amazing experience. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, I got this runway show coming up. I need to be at home sewing, getting this done because I told everybody I was gonna do it. So fast forward to 2 weeks before the show and I don't have nothing but best laid plans, and you know what they say about those. So I had to do something drastic. That's when I locked myself in my sewing room for 24 hours, literally. I have a video on it right here. Somebody please help. You could go watch it after this one, but I had to do something. So I took all my thrifted clothes out and laid out what I thought would be a good color palette for a 3-look collection, nice and cohesive. And I actually finally started sewing. Before this, I hadn't sewn 1 stitch for this show, but amazing things really do begin to happen when you stop talking and do it. My initial thought was that I could just take some of the concepts from my previous videos and just use those, but push them to the next level. I mean, it's not like we're not always doing groundbreaking things on this channel anyway. And I also felt like if I did that, then maybe I wouldn't have to go back and do the tutorials because you guys would have already had them. Smart, right? I did use some of the same concepts from previous videos, like imagine the back of that Cardi B jacket on a blazer, and it's going to be the plus size look. And imagine that upcycle that I did with the paper bag waist jeans, but using these printed pants and a men's dress shirt. And imagine that guayabana shirt that I thrifted, made into a dress with a pointed gathered sleeve. I am so excited. It is turning out so good so far. I still got to take the collar off. Haven't done that yet. But oh my gosh, the sleeves are turning out perfectly. I still got to sew them in the right direction to make sure they do exactly what I want them to do. But and then, you know, close everything up. But yes. But through the process, I became obsessed with this bold, dramatic sleeve and the saying, I'm the blueprint. And you guys probably thought when I wore that t-shirt, amazing t-shirt that I will wear every day, all day, in last week's video, that I was talking about myself. But I wasn't. I was talking about all of us as individuals. And it's this concept that your style is so individual. It's as individual as your fingerprint. So that means that you're the blueprint of your own style. So I wanted that saying incorporated into all the clothes, but sadly my time was up and I had to leave the sewing room and attend to my normal everyday responsibilities because, you know, you can't stay in your sewing room all day, every day. We all wish we could, but. So with the show less than 2 weeks away, I still had to make sure that you guys were getting weekly videos because y'all can get kind of angry when you don't get your videos. And I also had to make a costume for my daughter's dance company performance of Maleficent. So I finished all of that and there was only days left before the show. So I had to do something else drastic. I had to shut the cameras off. It takes me so much longer when I'm sewing and making a tutorial because it's like double time because you have to shoot, sew, and make sure that you're trying to explain it well. And when I cut the cameras off, I was able to fly through. Like back in the day, my husband used to say that whenever like inspiration like hit me, I would be like, remember the guy off of that old show Heroes, the painter, whenever he would paint his eyes would turn white? Well, he would say that I was like that. Now don't worry, my eyes don't turn white and I'm not predicting the future. Well, maybe the fashion future. But it was going so well that I was even able to make a dress for myself, which you guys saw last week, and also an outfit for my daughter. Of course, I can't leave her out. And of course, I'll definitely be doing a tutorial on her top and bottom. All right, so it's finally the day of the runway show and I felt like we were running late, but we did end up there on time. And I get to the venue and I walk in and I was floored. It was so much bigger than I expected. It is so crazy. It's so much bigger than I thought it would be. I thought I had been to this place before, but evidently not. But I am so excited. My mom asked me if I was nervous. I'm not really nervous because I love
what I did. I'm just so excited to see so many other designers and just such amazing work.
They walked us backstage and all the designers were putting their clothes on the racks and everything, and they walked me to my rack and it had my brand name labeled on it, and that alone was just like, oh my gosh, the feeling was just, I can't even describe it. It was such a good feeling. And I started to put my clothes on the rack, and my little 3-look collection amongst all of these like super creative designer, like, you know, super creative, amazing designers in the room. And for a split second, I did start to feel a little bit intimidated. But I was smart enough to bring my mom as my moral support and sewing support.
My mom is stitching up the last thing that needs to be done, or so we think.
I actually had to put her on the list as my employee in order to get her backstage. Sorry, Mom. But it worked out so well, and I'm so grateful that she was there. And I also brought my daughter because I know that whenever she is present, I am going to do my very best to be my very best in front of her. So I started steaming my clothes, and after that the models finally started coming over to get fitted. And let me tell you, I had never seen these people before, let alone put clothes on them. All they did, like a few days before the show, they gave us measurements. I think it was a week, 1 week before the show, they gave us measurements. And I, to be true to my brand and true to you guys, I requested a plus size model. They consider a 12-14 a plus size. But I didn't have no measurements for her. All I knew that she was a size 12-14. So the day of the show, she comes over, and she's the sweetest girl named Courtney, and she's a Texas girl, a Southern girl, not necessarily an urban girl. So I started putting the clothes on her, and they weren't quite looking right just yet. And so my assistant, oh, I forget to say that they gave me an assistant.
Oh, you think you fancy?
My name is Dingchi. I am a fashion design major student in Art Institute.
And she has been amazing to me.
Thank you.
Amazing to
thank
me.
You.
And I'm gonna be following her to see what's gonna be popping.
Yes, yes.
My assistant was saying, did you bring another bottom for her? And I'm like, no, all I got is my little 3-look collection. So as Tim Gunn says,
make it work.
Then with my other look, that amazing t-shirt that I wore last week, I can actually fit that, and had planned on wearing it afterwards. But when I put it on the model, it did not look right as a regular t-shirt with that bottom.
I at the last minute cropped this t-shirt because it looked better on the model with the little frilly shorts. And the girl who's walking in this dress, she's gonna kill it. And this look, the girl is not quite urban, but I believe that she is going to kill it. We're gonna give her some dark, like, eye makeup, and as soon as the music starts to play, she's gonna kill it.
So they sent all the models over for hair and makeup, and I was praying for a urban makeup miracle with Courtney to make her, you know, look more urban. She really, really wanted to, you know, live up, because the look that she had on was going to be the most urban one of all. And so I was really hoping and praying she would be able to pull it off.
Look, everybody, look. Yes, yes.
You said urban? So I said
Yes.
yeah. So I said that to you, I was like, we need an urban.
Yes, thank you.
I was like,
So now it's really getting close to showtime, and I finally go get dressed, put on my shoes and my boots, and I go out into the main area, the runway space, in order to see my family and friends, see if they had arrived yet. And I just want to say thank you so much. Like, I live in a city by myself, me and my kids, and my family and my friends showed up. They all caught a flight. Like, my 2 friends caught a flight, and they just came just for that day. So I'm so grateful. That meant the world to me. And subscribers came, like, you guys just are amazing. I'm so grateful for you guys. So at this point, I had a few last minute things to do, and it's starting to get crazy. There's clothes everywhere, there's naked people everywhere, and the show is starting.
How's everybody? I'm the founder of Fashion for Good, formerly Fashion X Houston.
thank you so much for supporting this weekend.
The models start lining up, the music is pumping. Courtney's gonna kill it. And I'm thinking to myself, whose life am I living right now? And also, like, how grateful I am to be able to have, at this point in my life, such high highs after having a couple of years of really low lows.
Are you listening?
Oh, you didn't think I don't try on my own clothes, did you? But after my turn was over, I wanted to see some of the fashion shows, so I went out, and this very dapper gentleman offered to let me have my first pop-up shop at his boutique. So here's the bottom line. Life is too short to only plan or talk about your dreams. My push to do this came from me telling all of you that that's what I was going to do. So stop planning and let us know in the comments what you're going to do. And if it's applicable, put a deadline so we can all encourage you, so that 2020 will be the year that your dreams come true. And remember, I don't care whether you're afraid or not. Be afraid and do it anyway. Bye.